Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi, folks. Welcome back. This is part 2 of a two-parter of a Substack article that was written by Michelle Tandler. If you want to see the background on her, I'll give a little bit in part 1. We're going to pick up where we left off about the fact that just about virtue signaling and moral grandstanding. This past Thursday afternoon, I dialed the board supervisors meeting, and the board sat through 10 hours to defund the police. Yeah, caller after caller. She was astonished.
Woke means, it means you're a loser. Everything woke. Everything woke. It's true. Everything woke turns to shit, okay? It's true. It's true. Look at what's happening.
The number one advocate for the homeless, Jennifer Fredenbach, called in to say, vote no on Black Lives Don't Matter. She's the head of the coalition of San Francisco and has for decades fought against shelters, saying they warehouse people. She is for housing first. Well, here we are. I would really like to know if at Ep.809 stands by her advocacy. I personally believe she is the person most responsible for the tragedy unfolding on our streets, but we are responsible. We are allowing this insanity. Well, there's an old expression. Everybody's guilty, so nobody's to blame. And that is the progressive mantra if there ever was one. And here's the other thing. This Jennifer Fredenbach that you name here, you think she's most responsible. You have to understand something. The progressives, and especially the lefties, because they're kind of the same, they see an issue, a problem, and they think, okay, this is what we're going to do for the solution. They think of nothing else but that outcome that they want. They never, ever consider that it could actually be worse. What are all the scenarios if we try this approach? What could happen? And all they see with their tunnel vision is this will get us where we want to be. And it very rarely in life ever, ever, ever does. And when it doesn't work out, they blame somebody else. And that's the way they are. In fact, I wonder if some of the more evil ones don't want to fix the issue, but they want the issue because it keeps them in power. And let's be frank, makes a lot of them a ton of money. But I also like to know why the loudest voices right now are against changing our approach to all white progressive women. Gee, do you think? Because the white progressive women, men too, especially middle and upper class white people, are the real racists. They truly are. We have Kate Chatfield from DA's office and the coalition COH of DR all yelling about defunding the police. What is this about? They don't want to get rid of the police. They want the power the police have. They want to be the police in a different way and form, so they have control. That has always been what this is about, always. Meanwhile, our mayor, who grew up in the project in San Francisco, and our police chief, two of the most thoughtful, kind, and pragmatic people in San Francisco, are asking for funds and help. And they're getting shouted down as racist. This is nuts. That's because they want power and control. Racism is the most powerful card, a powerful weapon, and they use it effectively. Nobody wants to be called a racist, especially in San Francisco. Many people in San Francisco came here to change the world. They started companies, fight for causes they believe in, recycle and compost, and invest in green products. This is all wonderful, but what about the humanitarian crisis on our backyard? Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm going to do a whole bunch of recycling weekly in my house. Okay, I feel great. God, I'm so virtuous. Look what I've done to help the planet. And then I go inside and close the door. And that's what these people are. They're fair weather progressives. I've been thinking a lot about the concept of civic duty. What is responsibility as a citizenry? What is civil society? What does it mean to contribute to our neighborhood, city, state, and union? What to contribute is what they've destroyed. They destroyed faith in our system. They've destroyed the nuclear family. They've destroyed Judeo-Christian values, and I don't mean the Judeo-Christian religion. Judeo-Christian values are much different. They've always been the mantra in the United States forever. It has served us well. Whether you believe in God or not, the Judeo-Christian values are something to live by as a society.
Woke means, it means you're a loser. Everything woke. Everything woke. It's true. Everything woke turns to shit, okay? It's true. It's true. Look at what's happening.
One of my friends recently woke up to find a homeless person sleeping on the front step of her multi-million-dollar home. I asked her what she did. We closed the blinds. And there you have it. That's what these people are all about. San Francisco believe they're righteous because they pledge allegiance to the righteous tribe. Democrats, no, actually that's changed now. I don't think Democrats even exist. They're just called Democrats. They're progressives and leftists. They believe they are moral because they believe in high taxes. They believe in the virtuous. They're virtuous because they believe in big government. Yeah. I'm just so confused. I would imagine you are. Well, imagine you are. Because of your upbringing and your background. If progressives believe in big government, then why aren't they doing the bare minimum? Believe in providing food, shelter, and clothing. Giving somebody and providing for them forever is the problem. Is the problem. I'm reading your book here, you underline there are difficult questions about the precise standards we should thus be assured. There is particularly the important question of whether who thus rely on the community should indefinitely enjoy all the same liberties as the rest that contribute. Yeah, you can't do it forever. So what's going on here? Is this all due to tribalism? In a way, yes. But I'm telling you, progressivism is a mental illness. It's very much tied into communism and socialism. That is the goal in the end. Now, they've done it in a million places. Well, not a million. Dozens and dozens of places all over the world always go to ruin. And now you see it here. And they want to expand this throughout the United States. Stop helping these people. Work against them politically. It will isolate you. You'll be an outcast socially, but you have to start somewhere. Are San Franciscans so desperate to fit in they blindly follow the liberal left-wing causes? Yes, even when they make no sense. I got messages almost daily from people who are afraid to speak out for fear of professional ramifications. Some say they're even afraid to like my tweets. That's right. It's about power and control of the narrative. You don't have to have a majority of people in an area, in this case San Francisco, to take control. You only need 10, 15, 20%. But if you're the loudest voice and you silence the rest, you are now in control. I'm afraid to ask questions about the vaccine on Twitter. What kind of freedom do we stand out there? Yeah. I studied Italian governments and how it came to power in college, and you should know this already. The cancel culture, wrong thinking, adulation of experts, the cultures towards science, the blind support by party. Yeah, absolutely right. We're more worked up about gerrymandering than we are about people dying in our streets. That's right, because the gerrymandering for them is power and control. My friends in San Francisco read article after article about Trump and don't even know who their supervisor is. Yeah. Since when did politicians become so pedestrian as to not warrant attention? Yeah. I've been critiqued for showing San Francisco's problems, and I'm fueling the Fox narrative, accused of Trump-like messaging to rile people up, and I'm traitorous for drawing attention to our issues. Is my critique of progressives unwarranted? I'm assuming those are all rhetorical questions. Young lady, you know the answers to that. I've been tweeting about San Francisco for 2 years now, and they want to know what my goal is. That question died down a while ago. Perhaps it's become clear. In case it isn't, my goal is to inspire civic engagement interest in local politics. Those days are over. These people are powerful, and they're in control. And it's going to take years to get them out. You're starting from zero. You have to work against them first. You cannot help your city or the people in it until these people are gone. And you can read the rest of it here. She feels ashamed. She feels ashamed of her values. The groupthink. Yeah.
Woke means. It means you're a loser. Everything woke. Everything woke. It's true. Everything woke turns to shit, okay? It's true. It's true. Look at what's happening.
Of the grift and the greed. Yeah. Absolutely. And you can read through it. They have the beautiful homes and the nickname of Gotham, and I've explored these issues. I want to see the rest of the country look like San Francisco. What happens when people pick up a side and hate vote against others? Yes. I'm considering pivoting my company to focus on the middle path. What does it look like to be radically moderate? You have to pick a side. You can't be in the middle anymore. You have to leave the Democrat Party. And I'm going to go through, it's quite a long article. I think it's something about moderate values or moderation. Perhaps it's about balance or a middle path. Civil society, civic duty, civilization, free thinking, contrarian thought, discourse. My mind is swirling a bit. Could use some help and insight. I'm clearly quite upset what I'm seeing in my backyard, both in San Francisco, but also more broadly in our country. If you have any ideas to relate to, please do share. Thank you for reading. Young lady, you already have all the answers written out in here. You already have it all. And there's your city that you love. These are the people that you side with. These are the people you work alongside with. Figured, well, I can change them and maybe get them a little more moderate. No. They're a cult-like group that have been brainwashed. They have to be removed. You have to run against them politically, socially. It's going to be difficult. Your life's going to be crap because everybody you know and love, 95% of them will turn against you. And the other 5% will say you're on your side, but they won't even say it publicly. They'll say it quietly because they're afraid too. But you got to start somewhere. And the first few steps are always the hardest. So there you have it. There you have it, young lady. You answered all of your questions here. Michelle, I wish you well. I really do. And there's a picture of her. I really do. From reporting from the front lines of San Francisco and building a startup life school. And maybe you guys can check her out on Substack. Seems like a nice young lady. I think she cares. But the problem is, though, it's what she was told her whole life is a lie. It's not true. Really and truly not true. And the first step they always say is knowing there's something wrong. Well, you've already answered all your own questions. Now it's up to you. Are you willing to give up most of your family and your social life to stay in San Francisco and try to help? Or just leave San Francisco like many are and starting over somewhere else? The choice is yours, young lady. I wish you well. And until next time, goodbye and good luck.